Everybody, welcome back to the Tony Six Morning Show. I'm Tony T. On our show today, we'll get you a picture from the NBA 9-game card, also college hoops. Of course, we're with you here every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So make sure you give us a like, the thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. It really helps us build up our audience, guys, with those likes, those thumbs up. Of course, with you here, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So let's meet the cappers and get right to the picks. We don't mess around here on the Tony Six Morning Show. Let's say hello to Rod. Rod, what's going on?
Not too much, Tony. It was break-even day. I went 4-4 on the slate yesterday, so paid a little bit of juice overall. Hey, crushed the big bet with the good old Mizzou beating up on Alabama. What a game that was! I said that on my little island over here. They play good at home as Mizzou all season. Only one loss this year. So when they're on their home court, different beast. There definitely was a track meet in that one. Alabama tried, but Mizzou outscored them in that one at home. What a game! I'm excited. Great start. Yeah, they got up 10 early and then just kind of cruised with that 10-point lead most of the way.
They certainly did. Let's say hello to Chris. Chris, what's happening? The NBA is back in full force today.
Thank God. Yeah. Yesterday was terrible. It was I don't know what that was like, watching your kids play basketball. It was absolutely the Lakers have found their way on the do not bet list forever. I don't know what the hell's going on with Luka, but anyway, thankfully we got a whole bunch of games today. We got my Grizzlies back in action today, so I'm super happy about that. Shout out to Kentucky for giving me the win there. And I was just ready to get into it.
Absolutely. Let's say hello to Sean. Sean, what's happening with you today?
No, I left a comment yesterday in the video about Alabama's halftime. I'm like, Alabrickma, they were shooting 51%. We're down 10 at the half. Yeah. You shoot 54%, 71% for three. Score 100 points, you lose.
And you lose.
And that was my point yesterday. I'm like, listen, if you're going to score 85 and have a bad day, what are you on a good day? Well, hey, whatever. I didn't have it. It was just me and you back and forth here in the chat, but 5-3 for me yesterday. Really, West Virginia up 9 with 34 seconds.
Oh God, that was disgusting.
You blow an 8-point lead with 5.5 seconds left. So I go from 6-2 to 5-3, but whatever. We're still grinding along. And LaFloppy doing his thing last night. He was a little bricky last night. I told you, Laker fans. You're penciling in the championship. This is not a good team. All right, you got 2 Hall of Famers. Doesn't mean you're going to win anything. Second round exit in the playoffs. Good night. And you're losing tonight too, by the way.
Yeah, I was a little worried here. The fast pace. Can LeBron handle this small ball, this fast pace? He really did not look like he had much in the tank in that second half. Let's see. El Nino's. What's happening?
Yeah, 2 things on the things the Cap has already touched on. First up, Chris said it felt like watching your kids play. I think give the Lakers a couple more years, it might be like watching LeBron's kids play. And what Sean said about Bama, yeah, Rod tried to warn us there. I went against Bama in the Auburn game, but I thought they would turn things around in this one. Yeah. We were obviously wrong, but good game to Mizzou. And
it wasn't like they didn't play a good game. Look at Sean scoring and the numbers, and it was one of those track meet games that you got outscored. That's all it was.
I can't
turnovers.
Missouri was winless in the SEC last year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
I know. What is that? That's some turnaround.
That guy's the coach of the year. He's the coach of the year. I don't care if anybody else wins. Guy wins the championship.
So watch out for the White Sox this year, then, right?
That's a coach of the year move right there.
That's right, guys. We're breaking in baseball beginning of the day. Let's welcome to the morning show, Chris. Welcome to TonySix.com. Been a little more than a week out here, but he's been around Vegas for years. Joe D'Amico, welcome to the 26 Morning Show. And
Tony, I am so excited, so honored to be here. I'm a friend of yours. Sean's been a buddy of mine, Jesus, since we both had hair. Rod, Al, my first time working with Chris. Chris, I'm excited to work with you. It's great to be here. I've been excited all week since you brought me on the site, now on the show. Guys, I finished football, one of the top cappers in the world. Basketball on fire. Swept the board every night for 6 or 7 days. Last night, guys, I talk about losses more than I talk about wins because they really stick in my craw. Very technical term in the business I did last night. I pooped the bed, had a bad day. I had Alabama. I figured they'd bounce back after that Auburn game. So I had Auburn in that game. And then I had Nebraska last night. They just didn't show up. It was an ugly day, but I've got some great stuff for people today, and I got some stuff posted. But I'm very happy to be here. As you can see, I'm wearing my alma mater, UCLA. Sean doesn't know this, but UCLA is my alma mater. Not the one in California, the one in New York, University of the corner of Lexington Avenue. That's where I graduated.
I knew that.
But I want to thank everybody for being so nice here, and I'm excited to be contributing to Tony's Picks. Thank you for having me.
Right, great to have you here. Joe D'Amico here on Tony's Promotional, as well as TonyPicks.com. Guys, so I won 1-2 yesterday, but my best bet keeps winning again. I had Arkansas giving them 16 plus points yesterday. That was a casher for me, but let's get on to the show today. NBA, we're going to do it as we do in NBA 3 at a time. The cappers can give out a play or 2 or 3. It's up to them. They make the call. So we'll start here in this early block here with Celtics Sixers. We see Celtics on the road laying 7.5, total to 223.5. We got Grizzlies and Pacers. Grizzlies 2.5 on the road. Total. Look at this total. Off the 250. We just came off the All-Star break. My goodness. Cavs and Nets here. We've got the Cavs 13. This one 225.5. Look at these big spreads. You'd think it was April by now. But let's take a look at these injury reports here. Memphis and the Pacers. Just Javis out for Memphis. Indiana, clean injury report. Just Tillman out for Boston. Edwards, Gordon, Lowry out for Philadelphia. In that Brooklyn game, Cleveland will be without Wade. Okoro and Jerome are questionable. On the Brooklyn side, no Clowney, no Cam Thomas out there for Brooklyn. So we covered the injury report. Let's get started with Rod.
Yeah, and in these 2 games, I'm liking Memphis here. It's been a 2.5. This thing's opened up. Hasn't moved a whole lot. Still sticking at 2.5 here. I'll take Memphis minus 2.5. Then 110 straight versus the Eastern Conference. They've also covered in 10 straight versus the Eastern Conference. So let's make it 11. Give me the Memphis Grizzlies minus the 2.5 in that matchup. And then you look at what Cleveland's done heading into the break in that matchup there, and they not been the cover machines that we've seen and blowing teams out. They kind of like limped into the break. Maybe they did a little bit of rest, dealing with some issues there. They were only 2-3 in their last 5 ATS. Well, Brooklyn continuing to cover games, 4-1 ATS in their last 5 heading into that break. And now you're going to give me 13 here with the Brooklyn Nets. I'll take it. Give me the Brooklyn Nets plus the 13 there at home. They've covered 4 straight as an underdog as well. So give me the Nets there in that match.
Yeah, for Robbie, move on over to Chris. Over to Chris.
Ow.
I have no idea what's going on.
It's a funny comment. Funny comment.
So I did a video on the Boston Philly game. It's I think when I had it, it was 224. So we're going to take I still take the over there in the Boston Philly game. I don't think anybody's playing defense there. And the Grizzlies did a video for that one. And like Solo always tells us, don't be afraid of the high numbers. I took the over there too. And if you want some plus money, take them at 252. It's at 251 now, but last time they played, they got up to 257. I don't think there's going to be any problem doing that again. So take the over in the Memphis Pacers game, and then I'm gonna take Brooklyn and the points with that one. Then the Cavs got the Knicks tomorrow night, so I kind of wonder if people are going to be limited on stuff, or they're going to be saving up for that game because that's a little bit more meaningful than the Nets. So I just take the points with the Nets. It's not a premium or anything.
There from Chris on over to Sean.
All right, we're going to what time here?
Just 3 in the block. We're doing Celtics, Sixers, Grizzlies, Pacers, Cavs, and Nets. We do 3 at a time in the NBA.
All right, so this is wow. Okay, so this block here, the only one I'd probably look at would be this Grizzly one, just because of the total. I mean, you see largest total on the board. What are they trying to scare me here? 250. I'm going to have to say, I got to say over. You look at the last 20, going back to the last 10, each of these guys, they've gone over 3 times total. Twice for Memphis. One of them had to give up 140 some points to get to this thing, and then we're going to come out with a 250. I don't know. They're not scaring me. I'll go over that one. So, but that's about it early. I mean, the Sixers, I don't know who's showing up for them. I have no idea what's going there. And the Nets I can't lay 13. So give me the over in the Memphis games. The only pick in this slot.
There from Sean over to Al.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the Celtics in the first quarter, laying 1.5, and I like the Nets getting the 7 points in the first half. Yeah, I got a couple of those on the video too, if you want to see the full game picks. But those are my quarter and halftime picks.
Yeah, from Al Ninos on over to Joe.
Well, I think I want to touch base on one of the games I didn't put out today, but I definitely had to lean on it. Chris made a great point. The Cleveland Cavaliers laying 13 against the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn's been covering. Going into the break, they've been covering. They've been red hot against the spread. And remember, guys, this isn't about who wins. This is about who covers. And Cleveland does have a big game up next. I shied away from it because Brooklyn is kind of my kryptonite, guys. If I put them out, they lose. If I go against them, they win. So I do, for superstition, as far as this goes, I put a little stock in superstition. But I do want to give out a premium release that I did put out on Tony's picks. I want to talk about the Celtics Sixers real quick. Guys, these two teams have faced each other twice this season, each visitor taking a contest straight up. Now, the Sixers, they've covered both. But going back a bit, Celtics have certainly dominated this series. They took 6 of the last 8 straight up, splitting out against the number in those 8. Now, I would normally look to fade Boston here in this situation because they do have New York up next. 3 days from now. So that's a big game for them. But I'm not saying I would normally feel they're going to lose this matchup, but maybe they ease off the gas a little bit come the fourth quarter. But, and I love a very big but. Sean knows this. He's hung out with me. I love a big but. But this is the beginning of the second half of this. You like that, right? But this is the beginning of the second half of this season, and they're well rested. They come in here healthier. They go into the break, guys. They were red hot, winning 7 of the last 8 straight up, covering their last 3 outings. Meanwhile, I think we can all agree Philly is one of the most disappointing teams this season. A lot was expected of this team before the regular season, but yet second half of the campaign, they're sitting in the 11th spot in the Eastern Conference. 14 games under 500, 20-34. They're just 10-17 at home and went into the break losing 7 of the last 8 straight up, failing to cover 6 in a row. You know, the Celtics are not happy being the number 2 team in the conference, guys. They can start off the second half of the campaign making a statement, and I believe they will. They're healthy, as I mentioned earlier. They're going to dominate on the glass here, and they're going to certainly frustrate Philly at both ends of the court. I think they come out here with something to prove. That's why I love Boston here today. Lay the wood. Take your bookmakers' money. This is one of my strongest plays in the NBA today, Tony.
There from Joe. Tell you what I think about these games. I'll be looking here at Memphis here as this short road favorite. Pacers 1-3 to the spread as a home dog of 6 or less points. Indiana at home, not a very good defensive team. Something we don't really people mention here with this Grizzlies team. They do defend pretty well. They are 9-3 to the spread as a road favorite, and the Grizzlies 15-4 to the spread against the East, where they've shot the ball very well. Look at Memphis in that spot here, and in that we're looking at that Brooklyn game here. Kind of leave that alone with the situation going on there with Cleveland on the front end of a back-to-back. Let's continue here on the 26 Morning Show as we continue here with the NBA. And the next 3 in this block will be Bulls and Knicks. Knicks now 12.5, total 243.5. Hawks and Magic. The Hawks opened favored 1.5. We have a new favorite. This happened last night, right when the lines opened. We're seeing Magic now 1.5, total 222.5. Clippers and Bucks. This one here is looking the Clippers now 1.5, total 228.5. Let's take a peek at this injury report here for these block of games here. Orlando and Atlanta. Just Suggs remains out here for the Magic. On the Atlanta side, no Krejci, no Nance, Young, probable. On the Bulls and Knicks, we got Williams out for Chicago. On the Knicks side, no Hart, no Robinson, OG questionable, McCullough, Dadiet probable. Clippers and Milwaukee. Keep an eye on this one throughout the day. Coffey, Eubanks, Leonard questionable. On the Milwaukee side, Giannis, Jackson, Lillard questionable. Of course, Giannis was out for a while with that issue, with an injury. He's been practicing, but again, he'll be probably game time decision. Probably want to tune in to the happy hour show with Rod to find out more about this game, especially with the injury situation. Because got 2 studs questionable here. Leonard for the Clippers, Giannis for Milwaukee, and of course Lillard as well. They're questionable for Milwaukee. So we started off with Rod.
Yeah, looking at these 2 games, I'm looking at the Bulls heading into New York. You look at the Bulls defensively, definitely have not been good heading into the break. They've given up 48.9% field goal shooting and given up 128 points a game over their last 5 heading into that break. And defensively all season long, it's been awful, giving up about $120. And the Knicks, well, heading into that break, that offensive output was on fire. They were hitting 51% of their field goals and scoring about 125 points a game. That's why this total, I believe, opened at 245, and it's come down a little now. Come down to about 243. Kind of leaning into an under there because I don't know if the Bulls offensively will be able to keep up with the Knicks here in this one. You look, the Bulls offensively hitting 44% of their field goals in their last 5, and it's only equating to about $110 in points. Spreads, it was 14. I guess people think that the Bulls are going to keep it closer than the 14. I don't think so. I'll take the Knicks here. Give me the lay the 12.5 there. And now, and I think they win by 15 plus. The Bulls defensively just not good. So offensively, this turns into a track meet. Knicks out track the Bulls by a bunch in that matchup. And then another one I'm looking at here in the spot is you're looking at Orlando taking on Atlanta. Well, Atlanta 3-2 straight up heading into that break, but they're 5-0 ATS against the numbers. So I just like Atlanta here in this spot. Back to Orlando out on the road. I remember Orlando on the road, and they can't shoot. So struggle to score 100 points there. Might be Orlando on the road. You look straight up 10-19 on the road, or 10-19 on the road ATS wise this season is the Magic. No thanks. Give me Atlanta to hold. I'll gladly take the 1.5 there in that one.
There from Rod. Just reminder, guys, we're giving you our free picks, but our best plays, our premium plays are over at TonySpicks.com. Take a visit. Links in the description. Go ahead and get signed up. You see a lot of our cappers here right on the leaderboards that you see here on our show. So, again, click the link in the description. Get on over to TonySpicks.com. That's where you're going to find our best bets. See, Sean has been doing hot. Rod's been doing well, AHL. Chris, NBA. Joe has been hot when he came on the board here. Chris Atkins, NBA as well, guys. So go ahead, get signed up. Sean, unit leader here at Tony's Picks. Let's continue here on the show. Next up in this block of NBA, on over to Chris.
Yeah, Orlando, Atlanta. Not going to overcomplicate it. Just take the Hawks on the money line and don't worry about it. And then the Bulls, Knicks. I don't know. You look what they're doing in the last 5 games. I mean, the Chicago's allowing 128 points. Knicks are allowing 125 points. I don't know. I'd still maybe it's going to be definitely not a premium or anything like that. Like Rod said, we got to wonder if Chicago's going to be able to put it up there. So yeah, maybe a lean to the under, nothing set in stone there. And then I think the Clippers Bucks line moved. I think the Bucks became the underdogs. The Clippers were the underdogs yesterday when I was looking at it. I would just lean to the Bucks. It's not anything I'm going to lay or watch or anything like that. Just to take the points with the Bucks.
Yeah, from Chris on over to Sean.
Agree with Chris on that under in that Knicks Bulls game. I mean, the Bulls are, man, I think they'll probably score about maybe 101 tonight. Maybe. I mean, they're terrible. The one I like in this block is the Clippers. I mean, you got like fresh revenge from a loss a couple weeks ago. You got the questionable status of the 2 cats from Milwaukee. But just like you look at the Clippers, they're what, 31-23 on the season, 31-22-1 ATS wise. I mean, talk about consistent, and they're 12-13 on the road. So it all kind of plays into how they are. I'm going to take them here just because I think with either one or two of those guys they can play, right? One of them of Lillard and Giannis will be out tonight. So give me the Clippers here to get their little payback. No opinion on the last game there, Hawks and Bucks. Hawks and Magic.
There from Sean over to L.
Yeah, this is definitely the happy hour special right here. But as of right now, I got to lean Bucks because Lillard did play a few minutes in the All-Star game. So, I mean, I would hate to see him sit out the game before the All-Star break, get the All-Star break, play in the All-Star game, and then sit out the game after the All-Star break. It would just show how bad the NBA is getting if he does that. On the other side, you got Giannis, who did practice, as you mentioned, so I think he will be good to go. And Kawhi, I think Kawhi plays too. He just sat out the last game. That was the back end of the back-to-back, so he didn't play that one, but I think he'll be back today. And if all those guys play, I'm definitely leaning Bucks. I think they're just a better team, and they got the home court here, so I'll go Bucks again. But definitely want to tune into the happy hour for this one. And definitely check out, might be some steam plays on this game too once all these injuries are confirmed. On the other games, I'll go Hawks. First half, I'm seeing plus half a point, so I'll take that. I'm guessing I don't see the line yet in the first quarter. There it is. You're getting plus half a point in the first quarter too. I like that. And the other game, I'm gonna take the Bulls in the first half plus the 7.5.
There from Alnitas on over to Joe.
Well, guys, I think the other cappers made a lot of good points on these games. As far as Bulls and Knicks, the Bulls are just atrocious, but they're definitely a go against. I can't take them with any any confidence whatsoever. But I really don't want to lay a dozen points with the Knicks coming out of the gate in the second half of the season. They have a couple of big matchups coming up. For me, I think there are better games on the board. I think Sean made a good point about the Clippers. I want you to know, I did a couple of sets of my own numbers of what this game should be. And out of the Bucks, a 1.5, and a 2-point favorite. So went against my gut feeling. Sean made some great points that I saw when I was looking and trying to cap this game. So I stepped away from it. When my numbers are totally against what I think, I got to decide. But as far as Orlando and Atlanta, I love this game. All right. This line to me is way off. I did several sets of numbers on this game, and I have the Hawks more than a basket favorite on both. Trae Young, you mentioned, as of this morning at 5 a.m., he was listed as probable to play it tonight. Now, obviously, you never know what's going to happen in the NBA. I mean, it's like a crapshoot. All right. Leading scorer, floor general, without a doubt, he's significant. But either way, Atlanta has dominated Orlando. They've taken 8 of the last 10 meetings, straight up covering 7 of those 10. This does include the only matchup this season in Orlando 10 days ago, 112 to 106. As a matter of fact, the Magic leave a lot to be desired overall, especially when they travel. They're just 2-7 ATS the last 9 overall games. This does include failing to cover 5 of their last 6 games played as a visitor. They just can't cover the number. You know, there was a time when the Hawks were money at home. I mean, a couple of years ago, they were one of the best home teams against the number in the league. Right now, they're 12-12 straight up at the State Farm Arena. But this team went into the break playing some really good basketball. They finished the first half of the regular season winning and covering 4 straight. And going back a bit, they've been money against the spread. They covered 8 of the last 10 games. I remember, guys, this isn't about who wins. This is about who covers. I think giving them points is a mistake. I really do. Atlanta, they've been covering. They're one of the best offenses in the league. Orlando has a good defense. It's just a match you can't score. And, guys, you got to eventually put some points on the board offensively. I just don't think they're going to be able to compete here on the scoreboard. I agree with Chris. I like Atlanta on the money line. But you know what? I'll take the point and a half just to take it and prove the odds makers wrong. I like Atlanta very strongly here.
There from Joe D'Amico, I'm with you guys here with Atlanta here. Orlando just can't score. This isn't college basketball. We can win on just defense and rebounding like St. John. Some of these teams we see in college basketball. It doesn't work in the NBA. You got to be able to score in the NBA, and they can't score. Look, they've covered 9 out of 10 this Hawks team, and the Magic here not very good defense for hitting the break. But again, I like Atlanta, especially on the road. For me, Orlando's a fade on the road. You play them at home, but without Suggs, they haven't been really covering at home either. So this, to me, it's kind of a team you don't want to touch right now, or go against. So I'll look at Atlanta here in that spot. I can't lay that big number there with the Knicks. Sometimes the Bulls show up and make shots. That's one thing with the Bulls. They can shoot. They can't play a lick of defense, but sometimes they get in these high-scoring back-and-forth games. They could probably come with it under this number and maybe get it back over there. I could only look at the Bulls in that spot. I would probably look Clippers only because Leonard sat out the game. He wasn't hurt, and Giannis is coming off an injury. And when the Bucks have been favored by 6 or fewer, just 2-5 against the spread. 3-5 against the spread. They're 2-5 against the spread at home against winning teams. I'll look at the Clippers there in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Spix Morning Show as we get ready here for the next series of games. We're going to close out the NBA with these final 3 games. Hornets and Nuggets. Nuggets now up to 16 and a half at Chris. My goodness. A total 229 and a half. Suns and Spurs. Suns 2 on the road. Total 238. Lakers and the Blazers. The Lakers open 4. Bet down to Portland 3 now. Total 227. Let's take a look at the injury report here for this last block here. Charlotte and Denver. Just Okogie here showing up out here for Charlotte. I am seeing some questionable tags next to Ball and Williams. Keep an eye on that throughout the day. On the Denver side, no Concar, no Watson. Porter, Murray, Gordon, all probable. Suns and Spurs, no Martin. Booker, Allen, questionable. On the Spurs side, Basie out. Wembanyama doubtful with an illness. He must have caught something on the way back from the All-Star break, or maybe caught something at the All-Star break. We'll see what happened there.
He's got bird flu.
There you go. The Lakers and Portland just Cleaver out, but it's a back-to-back, so you always put a questionable tag next to LeBron. Jackson Hayes has a questionable tag as well. So keep an eye on this one. This is a back-to-back team. LeBron with that foot issue, you got to wonder if he's playing. Now, the news is here with Portland. I know we haven't been – this Portland Trailblazers team. Thibault out. Ayton is out for about 3 weeks. That's a big injury. He got hurt in that last game against Denver. So he's out the center for Portland. Grant Henderson Williams questionable, but the big one, Ayton out. If you happen to miss it, he got hurt in that Denver game the last game before the All-Star break. He's going to be out significant time, so that's a massive injury for Portland. So let's get this one underway here with Rod.
Yeah, you look at this one. Massive injury for Portland, but you look at the Lakers, that complete collapse yesterday. You think bounce back spot here? I don't think so. I'll take Portland plus the points. It was better at 5.5, but even at the 3, I'll take it. We know what they've done at home. They had that nice little run and back at home here. 17-11 against the number at home is this Portland team. Well, you look at the Lakers on the road, 12-14 against that number. So losing proposition there. And Luka's looking like he needs he needs a trainer going on in that one. That's probably what it is. He just hasn't played enough. So just give him some more game time. He'll start to get things rolling back to the Luka form. And how does he really feel about going to the Lakers? Did he really want to go to the Lakers? Has anybody asked that serious question towards him? He's going to give you the nice answer that it's a new start, blah blah blah. But it deep inside of him, did he really want to?
Well, I'll tell you how you get the answer. You ask his father. If you want the answer, ask his father. He'll get straight.
Right? Exactly. So that's you wonder what's wrong with Luka. Maybe that's it. Sometimes you get traded to a team that you were like, was he expecting to go to the Lakers? Definitely not. Definitely not. He was rehabbing, all excited, playing with his Dallas buddies, and now he's in Laker yellow. Sure, it's an honor to be in Laker yellow, but is that what you were looking forward to and working towards? Probably not. So you got to give him a break there in that one. He is a professional, but I think it's going to take him some time to gel and get on board that train that, hey, guess what? Life has changed. I'm now in a Lakers, so I got to get to it and start rolling. So until that happens, I got to pay the Lakers. Give me the Portland Trailblazers in that matchup.
Pretty sure he had said that he thought he was going to spend his whole career as a Mav, but
as a Mav, yeah.
Well,
so
well, he lost $100 million. He couldn't get the super bonus. That was that.
Right,
that's on his shoulder,
that's
right? And he just bought a mansion. Yeah. He just bought a mansion, right?
He wasn't expecting to go anywhere. And you see the articles on this that it was just totally like done in the dark. They're like, just get rid of him. Who cares? Like, we don't want to pay him. Like, no, didn't consult the coach. Nobody. Nothing. They just shipped him on out.
Yep.
He's not happy.
To me, it looks like they didn't want to pay $100 million to him because he was eligible for a big contract, and they were like, "Ooh, we don't want to pay that big contract." Well, who do you go?
Yeah. Now someone's like,
they started leaking rumors about him having trouble training and not wanting to train, and that he's got an eating problem and whatnot. That's kind of, the guy gave you a couple of years and some great years.
25.
What?
He's what, 25, 26? I mean, he's not even like.
I know.
I can see at 30. You don't give him a max with a 30. I get it. All right, he's gonna get the money and not stop playing. He's 25, 26 years old. Took your team to the finals last year.
And he's always going to put fans in the stands. I'll be honest with you.
And sell merch. He can sell merch.
Yes, and let's be honest. He's not getting as big. He's not getting as big as Charles Barkley used to get.
Yeah,
but
that's true. All right, on over to Chris.
Yeah, definitely fading the Lakers. Take Portland there. I know the numbers kind of gone down. The books look like they're trying to scare you to not taking them and trying to think that the Lakers are going to have a bounce back. They're not. Just take Portland and be done with it. The way to chime in on all this, the way that they're asking Lucas stuff, they're passive aggressively asking him around stuff. They've even asked him, like, were you not wanting to sign your Supermax contract? Who in their right mind is going to turn down $350 million? Then they asked Anthony Edwards, they asked the league, well, they said he was 270 pounds, and everybody's like, he doesn't look like he's 270 pounds. And even Anthony Edwards is like, I was 240 and they didn't trade me. So, I mean, it's just all a mess, like a big mess. Obviously, I'm a big Luka fan. He just looks lost. He looks like he doesn't want to be there. It's not the same Luka magic. I really thought he was going to play the rest of his time out with the Mavs. But I don't know. I still am hoping he comes back around and turns on the Luka magic for us. But it may take some people getting out of there before he does. Not to mention any names, but or any kind of hate. But it's just going to take a minute. So until then, I'm just going to fade them tonight. Take Portland. The Denver one. I mean, I got to lean Denver. I'm not going to bet it. It wasn't a premium, but they would go pretty crazy at home. So I think they take care of Charlotte on the back end of a back-to-back. And then the Suns, Spurs, I'd lean Suns, but I don't know. It's definitely what I'm staying away from.
There from Chris. On over to Sean.
Yeah. So in this bracket here, where am I going with? It's I got the Nuggets laying an insane amount. I got the Spurs. I probably lean Spurs there without their best player. And dude, let's go. It's Portland. I told you Portland on Monday when they were 5.5. It's down to 3. I got it on the site. It's at plus 4.5. I'm going to put out my 3-pack at the end of the show. What are we doing here? Well, I told you on Monday to fade the Lakers both games. It went from 13.5 down to 12. This one's at 5.5 now down to 3. You're welcome. There you go.
He said you're welcome.
On over to Al.
He did crush that line, but yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of suggests LeBron might be sitting this one out. He is questionable for this one. The one I want to look at though was the Hornets game and the Nuggets. As I think Chris mentioned, the Nuggets have been blowing teams out at home. But again, I don't know if I can get behind laying 16 points, and I get Melo Ball might sit this one out. They're on the back-to-back, but I do think the better look than the 16 points on the full game is the 10 points at the half. You don't have to worry about them getting gassed at the end of the game from the back-to-back, and I think they show some kind of pride and try to keep it competitive within the first half and keep it within single digits, in the first half.
Yeah, from Al Nino, it's on over to Joe.
Well, guys, I'll be honest. I didn't think there was anything outstanding on this last couple of games. I can't lay the 15, 16, 17 with the Nuggets. Suns, Spurs, too many if factors. And, I will be honest. After the Lakers got embarrassed last night, I would have automatically looked to take them today, but not laying points on the road. And my numbers are telling me to take Portland. So I'm staying away from these 3. In my opinion, there are better games on the board. I stood away. Even me, I've been in this business since I'm 10 years old with football sheets in the schoolyard. It's going on 45 years. There's sometimes I get afraid of a couple of games, and I think I'm definitely afraid of the Lakers Blazers.
Yep, it's the NBA. It's just a cautious approach there. I'm going to look at Charlotte plus the points. I mean, this number is based on that elite form the Nuggets had prior to the All-Star break. But they've had 10 days? They've had like 6, 7, 10 days off. I don't know if they can maintain that elite form they had in the break. So I would lean there, Charlotte in that spot. I'll look at the Suns only because no Wemby, and the Spurs have really played terrible. They failed to cover 5 of 6. They've not defended well. Look at their past 5 games, go with 49% shooting. Well, Portland and Lakers. Portland went on that big cover spell because they had that big homestand where they were covering games left and right, and had a lot of rest advantage. Right, they had a lot of rest advantage in that last homestand. They were getting teams on back-to-backs, and they had a day of rest. They're in the same spot here where they have rest advantage. So Portland at home with rest advantage has been money. So I'll take them in this spot here, plus the points. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Six Morning Show. Let's get to college hoops here. We're going to do it in 2 blocks, 2-time blocks. The first block will be games beginning here at the Degenerate game, Marshall Old Dominion, from 5 Eastern time, and will include the 4:45. I'm sorry. We're going to do the 5 Eastern time, and we'll include the 7:45 Eastern game. So we'll cover that block here, 5 Eastern to 7, and include 7:45. We'll start with Rod.
And the first ones will kick off in this early slate of action I'm looking at here is give me Kennesaw. I'll lay the 3.5 there against UTEP. You look at Kennesaw at home, 7-3 ATS at home against the number this season is Kennesaw playing some good ball at home. Does this team? And you look UTEP on the road 4-4. They have been half decent against the number, but not here in this spot. Kennesaw is the better team. I got them by 6+ in that matchup, so I'll lay the 3.5 there with Kennesaw. Now, what I'm looking at here is this line. Towson was a dog heading into Elon, and now that line's flipped, and now that Towson's a favored by 1.5 there in that one. And you look what they've done their last 5, definitely playing the good ball. 5-0 straight up. Towson's on a roll. Elon's going the other way. Haven't been playing well. Losers of 3 of their last 5 has been Elon. So I like Towson there in that spot to come into Elon and get themselves a win. And then another one I'm looking at here in this early spot is I like the over between Georgia Southern and App State. This thing, this total's been 139.5, and it hasn't really budged a whole lot. Then you look at these two teams when they get together. It's like App State at home definitely plenty of points. I believe it's 26 straight overs of 140 plus. So this hole's at 139. I think we cruise into the 140s. Give me the over, Georgia Southern and App State.
From Rod on over to Chris.
Yeah, I agree with Rod on the Georgia Southern App State. I had that as well. I've watched it since yesterday and it hadn't moved. So yeah, take over the 139.5. And then another one I'm looking at here, Northwest Ohio State. I liked it better at the 10.5 with Northwestern, but I mean it's a lean to Northwestern, nothing premium on that. Just the only two I like in that block.
From Chris on over to Sean.
We're going to our 8 o'clock in this one, or just 7?
Yeah, include 7:45. Yeah, just the 8.
Okay. All righty, we're gonna roll with. I never write the times down when I got the things on my paper, so that's why I got to like double check here with them. I like Northwestern, although again, it was 10.5. I would prefer that number that matchup. Give me Monmouth. It's a premium play for me. You get it right here for you. Enjoy it. It's a 6, maybe a 6.5. Shop around on that one. And
7.
What else is it? It's a 7 now. All right, we'll take 7.
I see 7 on Monmouth now. Yep.
All right. And then I think is that it? I think that's about it in this block of games. Coastal, that's it. Coastal's at 8 o'clock. So that's it. That's not much earlier. That's all I got for you in the early action.
Yep, kind of missed the Pac-12 and on the Thursdays, right? On over to El Ninos.
Yeah, I like a lot of small road favorites in this slot. I like kicking things off with Maine here, -1.5. Just 6 and 8 on the road, so that is a slight concern. But they did win the last meeting, 87-66 last month at home. They've been shooting the ball well, and they have the better defense, so that defense should travel okay in this matchup and get us the win there. I like Towson coming on a 12-game win streak. They're 8-4 on the road. They have the better defense. They've been much more careful with the ball as well. So I think they cover the small number as well. I think they're -1.5 last time I checked. Bryant as well. They got the better offense, big edge on the glass. Traveled pretty well, 8-6 on the road, 9-1 their last 10, including their last 3. And on the other side, yeah, Vermont does play well at home. They're 9-2 at home, but just like Bryant better in this matchup. And I like Charleston, another small road favorite. Won the last meeting just by 2, but 6-4 on the road and shooting pretty well. So I like them to get the job done and actually win more comfortably in this matchup. And you said 7:30,
including the 7:45s. Yep.
Okay, so I got SIU Edwardsville as my last one. Again, won the last meeting at home last month, 65-54. And I think Morehead State's going to suck more here and get blown out by more than 6 to 9 points. So I like Edwardsville in this one.
They're from Valnitos.
They're going to suck more. I love that.
That's a good one. That's
blown out. Did you miss that one?
That's a new one. That's when it's new. That's when it's
6
funny.
to 9 points.
That's right. I see that. Yeah, 6 to 9 points. Gotcha.
Try to sneak a few.
I got you. They snuck another one in there. All right. On over to Joe, 5 Eastern, and include the 7:45 in this block. On over to Joe.
Well, real quick, when Sean mentions a team from New Jersey like Monmouth, I'm definitely going to listen. He knows those New Jersey teams very well. And Chris and Sean, I got to tell you, great minds think alike. There was one game here that caught my eye. I want to talk Big Ten action, Northwestern Ohio State. Guys, there's a reason why the Buckeyes haven't made the big dance the last couple of seasons. While they're a talented team, they just don't have what it takes to win in big game situations. They really needed that victory a few days ago at home against Michigan, yet they fell short. Now, granted, Michigan is a top team in the conference, but looking at OSU's performances over like maybe the last month or so, they split out 10 games straight up and were beaten by a couple of teams that they should have taken down. Currently, they're a losing record in conference play, 7-8. Now, I'm not saying Northwestern is a formidable opponent. I mean, they're 4-11 in Big Ten play en route to a 13-13 overall record. And they are winless on the road, 0-8 away from home this season. I mean, it's ugly. But they have won and covered the last 2 meetings with this rival here tonight. I mean, they are ugly, no doubt about that. They have dropped 7 of the last 10 straight up, 6 of the last 10 against number. But, and again, I love a big butt. I really do. Sean's been in my presence. He knows how much I love a big butt. But they have a strong presence down low with big men. Martinelli, he's Italian, by the way, and Nicholson. I just don't see the Buckeyes giving better than double digits to really any opponent, especially a team that would love to play spoiler to their chances of receiving an invite to the big dance. I'm not in love with this game, but I certainly put a big lean on the doggy here to take a bite out of Ohio State.
There from Joe. Tell you what I think about these games. Yeah, I agree here with the Wildcats, Northwestern here. Boy, the defense has been really bad for the Buckeyes over their past 5, getting 48%. Give me Cashville here against Radford, UNC Asheville. Radford in terrible defensive form, past 5, getting 49% shooting. Bulldogs have shot the ball very well, covering 8 of those 12 games in conference. So I'll look at them in that spot. Agree with Monmouth plus the points. All right, let's continue here on the 26 Morning Show as we close out college hoops. In this block, we will cover the games beginning at 8 Eastern all the way to the nightcap at 11 Eastern between Loyola, Marymount, and Santa Clara. So that's our slot here, 8 Eastern to the 11 Eastern game. We start with Rod. You're on mute there, Rod.
There we go. We'll look at that late night action to kick it off. LMU heading into Santa Clara. LMU is ass. That's not the same LMU team that we know and love covered spreads. You look, they're only 4-6 ATS on the road, and over their last 5, 1-4 ATS. Well, Santa Clara is 4-1 ATS in their last 5. They're at home here in this one. For me, it's I took the extended line on this one. I got Santa Clara minus the 14.5. I think they whoop it up on Loyola Marymount, win by 15 plus. Minus 14.5 is a nice plus 125. I think they easily cruise to the big win. I don't think the LMU is going to have any sniff of anything in there. Blowout! Walk the dog in that one. Yeah, give me the Santa Clara in that matchup. Now, what I'm looking at here is give me the over between Oregon State and Pepperdine. I think it's going to be a pretty good matchup between these two teams. We know Oregon State can definitely score plenty of points. And I think Pepperdine can definitely match them and hang and score plenty of points with them. And at 146.5, I got this scoring into the 150s. So give me the over Oregon State and Pepperdine. Then another one I'm looking at here, blowout. Want another blowout? Look at the Dons at home. I'll lay the minus 15.5 there in that one. Pacific, and they're a 500 coin flip proposition on the road. They're 2-12 straight up, but they are 7-7 against that number. Why? Because they get these big giant numbers. Maybe if you gave me a 20 here, because the Dons are going to whoop you by 20. So I'll lay the 15.5 there with San Fran in that matchup. And then another one I'm looking at here in this late window is, where is it? Give me the over, USC and Maryland. I think that turns into a track meet. That total's just steadily on the rise. The book can't keep putting it up high enough because it's now up to 154 in spots. Both teams can score plenty of points. Not a lot of defense played there. Give me the over, USC, Maryland.
All right, from Rod on over to Chris.
Yeah, definitely look at the USC Maryland. I liked it better at 152.5, but I'm still going to take 154 and go over on that one. And then maybe a slight lean to 10.5 with USC, but just slightly on that. The better play is the over there. Then I'm going to look at a game. I haven't covered these guys at all, this entire thing. Long Beach, the Beaches versus Riverside there. And I'm going to take the over 141.5 there as well.
And there from Chris on over to Sean.
All right, Coastal Carolina here, 6.5. I gotta love it. They've dropped 12 straight, 3-9 ATS, right up my alley. 6.5 points from Southern Miss. We'll take it. Another ugly one here. We'll go to Lindenwood. We're getting a 9-piece from Little Rock, and why not? 1-10 on the road. Gotta love it. Against the second best team here. I'll take the 9.5 points. Next up, another hold your nose play here on Western Illinois, a little leatherneck action plus 11. Played 2 weeks ago, lost by 21. I love it. Against Top Simu. We'll take those guys as well. And final one on the board, we're going to head out to the Big West. Irvine at home. I will lay a touchdown over Northridge there for you. Enjoy.
There from Sean on over to Al.
Yeah, I'm going to start off with North Alabama, getting 6.5 here on the road. They won 6 straight coming into this one, won the last meeting by 10 last month. They have the big edge on the glass, and they've been pretty careful with the ball, turning it over just 8.3 times a game. So I think they're definitely a live dog in this one, and definitely loving the almost touchdown with them here. So I'll take the points with North Alabama. Next, I'm going to lay the points with UC Davis. They did lose the last meeting, 75-64 in Bakersfield last month, but they're 8-2 at home. Bakersfield's just 2-10 on the road, so I think they get their payback at home here with a strong home court advantage. And last, I got Northern Arizona -2.5. They're 9-3 at home, and Idaho's just 4-9 on the road. So again, like the home court there, and they even won this last meeting on the road, 80-72. So I like Northern Arizona to get the job done again at home.
And there from Al on over to Joe.
Oh, there's two games that caught my eye in the later half of the card. One was a lean, the other is a big play. On the lean, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes versions. I wrote out an analysis that's longer than my last federal indictment. So I'm going to tell you, I want to talk about USC Maryland. I think we can agree the Big Ten hasn't been really kind to the USC. 6-8 conference play. They had a couple of close games, UCLA, Northwestern, Minnesota, but they got shredded by Wisconsin and then absolutely decimated by Purdue. Maryland, they're sitting in fifth in the conference. They've won 3 in a row. They're playing good. Great mark at home, 15-1. They've got a couple. They've got 4 games remaining. 2 that they could easily handle, and the other 2 are, I believe, Michigan and Michigan State, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. I'm condensing it, but they've got a couple of big men down low in Queen and Reese. They're good. They combine for about 30 and 18. I like them. I wish this line was a little bit lower. I would put them out as a premium play, but I definitely like Maryland here to crush them. One game that really did catch my eye, I like it. I'm betting it as we spoke. The game went from 6.5 up to like 7.5, 8, maybe even 8.5 since we're on the show. I've said it before. I said it again. It doesn't have to be a major conference for you to make money in it, sports fans. Don't dismiss some of the smaller conferences just because they're not the ACC, SEC, Big 10, or Big 12. There's money in them. There are hills, I'll tell you. West Coast Conference is a moneymaker. Oregon State, number 5 spot in the conference, 8-6. Overall, 18-9. They're not a great team. Or a great road team, I should say. But they face Pepperdine here. As a matter of fact, looking at the remaining schedule, they have Pepperdine, USD, then finish off this season against 2 of the top 3 teams in the conference, San Francisco and St. Mary's. They definitely can win these next 2 games, which would ensure them a shot at the top 4 and a winning record in conference play. That's big right now, guys. They took the only meeting this season against Pepperdine about a month ago at home, 83-63. Offensive numbers are pretty impressive. They hit 48.6 overall from the floor, 37.3 from downtown, just shy of 80% from the line. And by the way, their defense not too shabby. They allowed just 67.6, top 10 rebounding core on the defensive side of the court. To be honest with you, I think the Rays are in real trouble. I would lay the points with the visitor here. If it goes up a little higher, you go a little bit less. It was 6.5 when I saw it this morning. I did see an 8, possibly an 8.5. I think I saw while I was looking before I came on this spot, but I like them. I think they win this game by 9, 10, 11 points.
Yeah, from Joe, tell me what I like about some of these games here. Give me Wichita State plus the points. The Shockers and playing their best ball right now, winning 4 straight, getting points in this spot here. It's the defense. They've really tightened the defense up over their past 5, getting a 40% shooting. FAU has failed to cover 5 of 8 at home as they're giving a 44% shooting. So I'll look at Wichita State here at that plus price. Also like Western Kentucky at home against Sam Houston. WKU at home has covered 6 of 9. Great defense and shooting the ball very well. Sam Houston away from home, not defending very well, allowing 47% shooting. Failing to cover 12 of 16 away from their home court. I'll look at WKU in that one. Also agree there with Rod here on Santa Clara boat race in Loyola Marymount here. Broncos covered 4 of 5 as they're shooting 48% and giving up just over 35% shooting. Yeah, I look at Santa Clara in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the 26 Morning Show. We got you through college hoops. Now it's time for our Parlay Peripheral segment. As the cappers in this segment can give us a parlay, can give us a player prop, team prop. They make the call here. Can also give us, there's a 4 Nations hockey game out there. Would give us that. Also, we got a baseball game. Preseason baseball starts today. Cubs and Dodgers. Dodgers now, this line has come up or down depending on where you got it here. Dodgers now $1.65 in that one. Total looks to be about 8.5 there in that exhibition game today at 3 Eastern. So it's the capper segment. They make the call on this one. We start with Rock.
Yeah, if you look at that An under 8.5 in that one. I don't see. I think the pitchers are ahead of the batters in that one. I don't see it being a slugfest to kick off the baseball year. So give me an under 8.5 there. But for my parlay today, we're going to go with the little 3-teamer, and we're going to kick it off with that Santa Clara. Kick the extended line minus 14.5, and then throw in the Nets plus the big boatload that you're getting there in that one. Kick it up and finish it off with Vermont at home. Vermont's absolutely lights out money at home here. They're 22 straight wins at home versus the conference opponent is Vermont. Revenge game as well. With the Catamounts. Add it to my parlay.
Yeah, from Rod, move on over to Chris.
Yeah, I'll give you a little 3-teamer from the NBA. We'll take Hawks money line. We're gonna do some extendo with some totals here. Take the 252.5 with the Memphis Pacers game. Get you about plus 100 there. And then do 224.5 with the Boston 76ers game. Go over that. That's a little 3-teamer there. And then as your daily MLB futures player prop, we're going to go with the cruise missile, Ellie De La Cruz, over 53.5 stolen bases this year.
There we go. Nice.
Love the props.
There from Chris on over to Sean.
All right, you know me. Best way to go 2-1, put in the 3-team parlay. Although yesterday you would have took the donut anyway yesterday with me here. 0-3 with the end of the show picks. 45-30 though, still doing pretty good at 60%. You're getting all premiums today from me. All right, you're getting 2 colleges and of course NBA. Yeah, well, I don't put a package up for NBA because it's so limited, and why not just give you a nice winner all the time anyway? 11-8 NBA on the site. I'm taking Portland here. It is I had it written down the other day at 5. Now it's down to 3. It doesn't make a difference. They're still going to win this game. 2 college, Monmouth plus the 7, and we're going to go Austin, PA plus 6 now, I believe.
Yeah,
PA, there you go.
Sean on over to El Ninos.
I'll go Towson, Bryant, and Northern Arizona.
From El Ninos on over to Joe.
Well, guys, just like Sean, I've been doing pretty good since I hit the ground running here on the site. I'm proud to be on the site on Tony's picks. Last night I had an off night. I gave you guys all premium plays today. I didn't get any real leans. I had a couple of leans that we were talking about through the segments, but I really like the Celtics tonight. I like the Hawks. I think the Celtics come out with something to prove in the second half of the season, and I think the Hawks, I think their own team is favored here. Chris made a good point putting them on the money line. I'm going to take it because if the general public's going to keep betting the game up, I'm gonna go against them anyway. I'll take the Celtics and the Hawks, but I did give out the games that I felt strongly about on premium plays on Tony's site. But I got to tell you, I'm going to stay off of baseball for a little bit. I'm not a big preseason baseball guy, especially the first few days. But I think this is going to be a great baseball season. But a lot of things are going to happen between now and opening day for me to start putting my hard-earned money, let alone your hard-earned money, on anything I put out, guys.
That's right. Preseason, see the pitchers coming in. Keep an eye on those guys that have that miss starts, because that's an indicator there. Keep an eye there. No doubt about that. All right. My 3-teamer here. I'll look at Western Kentucky, Wichita State, and I'll also look at Charlotte plus the points against the Nuggets. All right, we got you to that. Now let's see what we got for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com. And into a big week of action. We got the NBA back. Hockey is coming back here on Saturday. The stretch run in college basketball as these teams are trying to jockey their way into position to get in the discussion of that Lenardi. Everyone's looking at that Lenardi sheet. Where you sit there, you're out of it. You better start winning if you're not in the discussion. Well, let's get started here with Rod. See what he's got for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com. Of course, Rod put together a really good NHL season. You've seen him on leaderboards as well with some big numbers. Rod, what you got for sale over at Tony's Picks?
And over at Tony's Picks, I've got a 5-pack in college basketball. I'm definitely looking to continue the winning year there. Love those 5 plays on the hardwood in college basketball. And then for me, it's I got 1 play in the NBA. My NBA drop a dime play. Love that play there in the NBA. As you know, I'm a light NBA guy, so I got 1 play today. There it is, that NBA drop a dime play. Head over to Tony's Picks to scoop it up. And as Tony alluded to, hey, the NHL's back. We got the big game tonight as well on the ice. So all the sports are back. NBA's back. We got the hockey coming on Saturday. So grab that week-long Moneymakers Pass, and that'll get you covered in all the NBA, all the college basketball, all the hockey, and that big slate on the weekend. Cover it for a week. And then if I find a late steam play, you'll be jumping to the board as well, and you'll get that email to you. It's one of those features here at Tony's Picks that I haven't seen on any other sites offering that late steam play. when we find a play that we like late, when you get some late info in the NBA action and we put it in there and bet it, guess what? You'll be there betting with us when you're aboard long term here at Tony's Picks. That's the way to go. Hit the link in the description, head on over. And you can see on the left there, it says 2-for-1 cappers. Click on it, and that'll get you your top 2 cappers that you love here at Tony's Picks. Pair them up and have 2 cappers. Put money in your pocket. And don't forget, Tony T at checkout. Save 15% off all your purchases here at Tony's Picks. Couple more.
That's right.
Eating up.
Rod, you can see a 5-pack up there. Of course, it is profit guarantee, meaning you must turn a profit or amount purchase will be credited back to your account for site credits. That's profit guarantee. That's the case on all one-day sports passes. Long-term is not the case because they're sold at such a discount. Plus, you're on top of the promo code, making it even a great value there. Of course, remember the long-term passes, late steam plays. We continue to handicap throughout the day and night. Our member plays in by 11 a.m. Eastern time, but we continue to handicap for our long-term subscribers because we put in plays between 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time. Those are emailed directly to you as late steam plays using the email you used when you sign up for the service. A unique feature at TonySmith.com. As Rod said, you don't see it on any other site there, giving cappers opportunity to get late steam plays out to their customers. All right, let's take a look here, and we'll see here what Chris has for sale over at TonySpicks.com. Chris welcomes back the NBA because he's been strong in the NBA this year, documented 1,260 units of profit. Chris, what you got for sale over at Tony's Picks?
I got you guys a welcome back NBA 3-pack today. Three games that I liked. I got a best bet and 2 premiums in that. But yeah, definitely hop on with the long term. Let me get you that late steam. I follow everything all day, and if anything changes or whatever, I go in and put some stuff in there and line movements and stuff. With injuries, you never know with the NBA. It's always tricky. But yeah, just hop on with the long term. 3 days, 7 days. We got a lot of action. NBA's back. College basketball's heating up as we head towards March, and yeah, make sure you use the 2-for-1 promo for the cappers. 2 people putting money in your pocket makes a lot of sense. Everybody's on the leaderboard. Everybody's doing great. So pair me up with one of these other guys. And then, yeah, make sure you use the promo code TonyT. Save you 15% off of any of these packages here. And, yeah, let's just try to just start strong after the All-Star break here.
Very good. Yeah, get on board with Chris Atkins over at Tony's Picks. See the great results in the NBA. Of course, he's got his NBA 3-pack and best bet as well on the board. Of course, get on board with those long-term subscriptions. You ready to roll here with Chris over at Tony'sPicks.com. All right, let's take a look and see what's up. We got Sean that has for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com. Of course, Sean having a fantastic 2024 here as we'll put the numbers up for you right now. 4,580 units of profit for 2025, all documented at Tony'sPicks.com. Sean, what you got for sale?
3-pack of college hoops. Go get it. I just gave you 3 other premiums here. So, you know what? Spend a couple bucks. I don't crush you with the price. It's, $35? Not bad. So I got 3 winners up, 5 and 3 yesterday. It's a winning day. Should have been 6 and 2, but I'm not going to complain. I'm having a great season overall. And preseason baseball, I do like the Cubbies today with Cody Petit on the hill. Petit, Keller, Palencia, Neely, and Brooks Kessler, all listed as starters for the Cubs. Only one regular in the lineup is going to be, I think, Michael Busch. And I'm seeing the Dodgers with Yamamoto, and that's it. That's all they got going for him today. And maybe a Mookie and Teoscar sighting. But you want to give me 160 with the dog? I'll take 160 with the dog here. Be degenerate. Full-blown degeneracy. And these guys are starting early because I think they open up in Japan, right? In 20 days, they open up. Yes, that's why they start today. A little home-and-home series here.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. So get on board with Sean. You see to get results from Sean. All these plays are documented. We put the handicappers pages up here so you guys can see not only the records, but you can scroll down. You'll see all the plays. Sean has posted 318 plays in our site. You can verify every one of them here at Tony'sPicks.com because we have full transparency. You can see Sean's great record across the screen from Sean, set 24 days, 7 days, 30 days. This year, big numbers there from Sean. You can see the high volume. Sean, as we talk about, very high volume here in college hoops.
Yeah, man. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm going to keep going with it.
Very good, guys. 3-day pass. And if you want to continue on this long-term pass, remember, you get that 1 month all sports pass, college basketball regular season, get you all the way to March 19th, get you through the conference tournament action. When you get that 1 month all sports pass, remember the promo code TonyT at checkout will knock 15% off that price. So go ahead and get signed up. All right, let's take a look here at what we got rolling here with El Ninos. El Ninos, what you got for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com?
Got my $19 best bet in the NBA. I also got a 3-pack of so that $19 play is not included there. So I got 4 plays total right now in the NBA. Best way to go, of course, is getting one of those long-term passes or 2-for-1 passes if you want all the plays, of course. And Yeah, I'm pretty sure I gave you my college basketball premiums on the show here, since those are all the games I was looking at, and haven't put one out yet. Still narrowing it down there, so we'll get at least one or two college basketball players out there too.
See, El Nino's locked and loaded here in the NBA with a $19 profit guarantee play, as well as his 3-pack up there. So get on board with El Nino's over at Tony'sPicks.com. Profit guarantee means they must turn a profit or amount purchase. We'll be right back to your account for site credits. That's profit guarantee. All right, there with El Nino's over at Tony's Picks. Let's see what Joe D'Amico has for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com. Joe D'Amico, great start here on the site at Tony'sPicks.com. Joe, what you got for sale over at the site?
Well, I put up 3 games. I gave you a couple of them. I gave our viewers a couple of them on the premium side out on the show today. I got a 3-pack up at a discounted rate. I will say that I got a 3-day, 7-day, 30-day all sports. I want our viewers to know, those that are not familiar with me, I'm not a quantity type of capper. I'd rather have 100. I'd rather have one wife like Heidi Klum than 100 that look like or act like Rosie O'Donnell. I'm more of a less is more guy. So these packages really, it's true though. I mean, tell us honestly, for me, for those guys that give out a lot of plays and they make money for themselves and the people that follow them, more power to them. My buddy Sean gives out lots of plays and he's one of the best I've ever worked with. I'm more, I give out a lot less plays. So these 3-day, 7-day, 30-day packages, the discounted packages are great. You save a lot of money. Starting the next few days, you're going to get NBA, college basketball, NHL from me just about every single day. You'll have something in each one of those sports. I do want to say starting next week, I'm going to be joining Rod in the afternoon show by doing a couple of these morning shows as well. Plus, you guys, you got to show up looking good. My wife, the first lady of Las Vegas, who's got a bunch of top finishes the last 4 or 5 years, she's documented, going to start joining us here on the morning and the afternoon shows too. It's going to give Tony a schedule. But I do want to say I did not comment on any of our viewers' comments. And I got to say, you got some great viewers here, Tony. They've been very nice, very, very, very optimistic and positive with all their comments of me. Usually I get, hey, is that guy an extra from The Sopranos, or he's loud and obnoxious? But I got to tell you, all these comments are great. And guys, I'm going to start commenting the next show I'm on. Tony allowed me to take a few days off without doing a show. I wanted to make sure I hit the ground running, give you guys some premium plays. But those 3, 7, and 30-day packages, you save a lot of money. And in my opinion, saving your money is just as good as making your money, and I'll do both for you. You take advantage of those long-term packages. I promise you they'll pay off in dividends.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Joe. We go over at Tony Picks. See great results from Joe. Use promo code TonyT at checkout. It'll knock off that 15% off. Of course, you see the discounted prices here. So get on board. Link in the description. Get on board with Joe D'Amico over at Tony'sPicks.com. Get signed up. All right. I've got the best bet on the board right now. For me, I hit another best bet yesterday with Arkansas plus the points. Going to look for another one for you. Got one up on the board now. Working a multi-pack as well. So get on board with me over at Tony'sPicks.com and get signed up. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Or again, you could use the 2-for-1 cap promotion that you see as well. Matching up your favorite capper here at Tony'sPicks.com. All right. Let's see here. Also, I want to note here, guys, if you ever miss a show, we're here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. If you ever miss a show, just go to our YouTube channel and hit the live tab there. You're going to be able to see our replay of our shows here. We got our replay after this is over. This will be an archive, full show archive. You ever miss a happy hour show? We'll have the happy hour show there archived for you as well. Also, I want to make note to a lot of our content on demand. Lots of content. We got Chris up there, El Nino's with his underdog plays. I'll be up there with you. I know you'll see Rod once we get hockey back up there. I know Joe D'Amico will be contributing as well here on demand. Lots of great content here, guys. Go a little deeper dive in the games here. So check our on-demand content over at Tony'sPicks.com. Lots of content from all our great cappers contribute there on the site there. So make sure you check us out there. Check out our YouTube channel as well for great content there on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. All right. Just will make note here. Rod, I know hockey's going to come back Saturday. We'll get a lot of content from you on the hockey side up on the channel. Of course, everybody know about your happy hour show Monday through Friday at 5 Eastern.
Yeah, definitely tune in. 5 p.m. Eastern. We'll have that happy hour show rolling. We'll get the winners of flowing for you in that matchup. And we'll let you know who that late info play, like because the NBA is now turned into an afternoon league where you find out at 3, 4 in the afternoon who's actually going to be in those games and who's going to play those games. And that's what we've been on the happy hour right to the end of the show. And we're still trying to hit the refresh button, trying to get you if they're in or out. And sometimes it's still one of those game time decisions, but we try to get you that info. So definitely tune into the happy hour show. And then related to hockey, that's what he says. Yeah, when hockey's back here on Saturday, I'll be covered on every game going. You'll see a video on those. And then happy hour, same thing. We'll get you the goalies that are rolling in those hockey games on the ice, because they do the same thing. Usually you don't know who's playing in net until after that morning skate. By the time we hit the happy hour, we usually know who's playing those games. So definitely you want to tune into the happy hour show here at Tony's Picks.
And of course, during baseball season, you get all those changes. Sometimes you get fooled thinking that starters are scratched. No, it's just the opener is going to go, and the starter is still in the lineup.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because now we're on the day of the we're in the era of baseball has that the pre-opener in that one. I wonder if they fixed Tropicana Field, thanks to the Florida team there for being the best at the bullpen game, because they were the leaders of the bullpen game and kicked it out there, and that's what started. Everybody started doing the bullpen. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Throw a guy out there for an inning or two, and then have your starter come in. So yeah, definitely making us work a little harder, but that's what we're here for, working a little harder and getting you those pitches and stuff.
That's right. Lou Piniella dropped the season doing that. He had a horrible bullpen with the Rays. He dropped that. Never did it, but he said he threatened to do it, but then it came years later. Chris, of course, more on-demand content from me over at Tony's Picks. You too.
Yeah, I got you guys a couple NBA ones today, and as NBA continues on here, I'll get you more content on that. And then, of course, you guys know I cover the SEC and college basketball, so we'll continue with that. And as baseball pops up here, we'll do a couple videos there, and I may try to do a video here closer to opening day to kind of get all of the player props and team totals and everything I've given you guys throughout up until opening day. I may do a video on that as well. So I'm trying to put all that information together for you. I'm researching every day on these guys, and I can't wait for baseball.
Absolutely. Of course, Sean, we got you here on the mornings here on the 26 Morning Show.
That's it. Morning show guy. And then I'm going to try to get in morning, afternoon stuff as the year progresses here. But mostly morning. That's what I do my work here. So.
Absolutely. And of course, Al Ninos, you put together your underdog video of the day over at Tony's Picks.
Yeah, that's right. Another 1 and 2 yesterday, so it did cool off a bit, but we had a good run there with college basketball. Back to NBA today, but I'm sure I'll dive back into college basketball on those slower NBA days now. So keep tuning into those.
Very good. And of course, we got Joe D'Amico here, morning shows, so we'll catch him a few afternoon shows as well, and of course, some on demand as well from Joe.
Starting next week, I'll start doing more morning shows than just Wednesdays and Thursdays, and several afternoon shows. I'm definitely going to be on Wednesdays and Thursdays with Rod. And then I'll start doing some videos at night for the next day, starting probably this weekend or after the weekend. I just want to hit the ground running, make sure I do everything the way Tony and the viewers out there require it. I'm excited to be here. I love these comments, Tony. These guys are great, your viewers. Oh, yeah. They're absolutely great. And some of them know me. I don't even know how they know me, but hopefully, if anybody owes me money, they'll just send a check into the website. They'll send a check into the website. They'll pay you. You can send it to me. I'm just excited to be here. Tony's been a longtime friend. I've been a big fan of everybody on this show. I've worked with Rod, Tony, Sean, and Al before. Chris, excited to work more with you. It was a pleasure to be next to you on the panel today. I just look forward to having some laughs, but giving out some winners to everybody out there. Tony, thank you for having me, and everybody out there, thank you, and have a winning day.
Yeah, thanks everybody for Joe D'Amico as well. Welcome aboard here on our Toys Corner Show and ToysMix.com. All right, that's going to do it for our show, guys. We're back tomorrow live at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. And, of course, tune into the happy hour with Rod today at 5 Eastern time. Before you go, does anybody have anything to say in closing before we go?
Oh, welcome to Joe, and thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, welcome, Joe.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome, Joe, and then definitely tune into the happy hour, because I'll tell you all about the U.S.-Canada game at 5 p.m. Eastern. So
there you go.
Then, and I'll tell you all who's starting, who's goalie, who's in, who's out, and I'll tell you from A to Z on what's going on in that game tonight.
Nations Cup coverage, the big one tonight, U.S.-Canada, 5 Eastern with Rod here. Get you that information, as well as more information here. Get those injuries straightened up in the NBA as
with
well.
With the NBA stuff as well.
Yeah.
Shout out the writers.
And the writers, too, yes. Don't forget the writers.
Oh, yeah, shout out the writers.
Out there, we got on our website. Check out the great articles by Nick, and of course Kevin Stott. I don't know if Joe might know Kevin Stott, a popular writer there in Las Vegas. Did journal work, Vegas Sun work. He's one of our featured writers at Tony's Picks. A lot of free picks on our Tony's Picks YouTube, Tony's Picks website. So check out our site here and get those articles, get those article picks there. Lots of them on the site, guys. So check us out. All right, that's going to do it for the show today, guys. we'll wake up out of guys. You guys make it a winning night and day, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow here on the Tony 6